Daybreak Saturday morning, ain't nowhere we gotta be going. Waking up with you right next to me, it's a good thing. Last night sure was something, way you gave me all your loving. It's nice to know some things are meant to be, like you and me, and it's a good thing. When hearts are true, every little kiss means I love you, and every single touch you feels brand new. It's a good thing when you can say that love keeps getting better every day. When it comes to us, it's plain to see. It's a good thing. We make plans to stay inside, watch the world just pass on by. Lock the door and let that telephone ring. It's a good thing. We both know in this modern age how easy love can slip away. It ain't gonna happen 'cause baby we believe in you and me, and it's a good thing. Our hearts are true. Every little kiss means I love you, and every single touch still feels brand new. It's a good thing when you can say love keeps getting better every day. When it comes to us, it's plain to see. It's a good thing. So true, every little kiss means I love you, and every single touch still feels brand new. It's a good thing that you can say that love keeps getting better every day. When it comes to us, it's plain to see. It's a good thing.
We're getting there. Oh, wow, that coffee tastes good this morning. It's cold out. I may have to have another cup, but Robert's out. He is gone mining. Yep. He took his he has this long, skinny piece of steel that he can poke down in the ground and find our septic tank. But we have a thing for our septic tank, a top for our septic tank now, where it's easy to pump. But he's been building a rock wall, and he's in project mode. And the man has run out of rocks. So, he has taken his long little probe, it's about this long, and he's going to poke it down in the ground until he can find rocks. And then he's going to dig them up. I don't know if he'll do it today because it's cold out there, but he is going to find some rocks. And it's going to make him happy and give him something to do. He is never at a loss for anything to do. He has been retired 11 years, and the man has been busy every single day. And he gave up his law license. He isn't a lawyer anymore. So here's to finding something to do. Now, we're in our houses. We've been in our houses for several weeks now. And, you know, for many years, we have been living with the excuse of, I don't have time. I don't have time. I don't have time. And some of you have probably said it today. And if you have said it today, then give me a oh, let's see, what kind of face do I want? Give me a frowny face or a laughing face. Let's laugh at ourselves. So give me a laughy face. Give me a laughy face. If you said today, I don't have time. Well, guess what? We all have time. We all have time. And a friend of mine who's got a new book coming out, and I can't wait for it to come out, he's been quarantined just like the rest of us. And he started realizing how many times he said that in a day. And he's helped write a Fly Lady book. Yeah, he helped write the Hidden Treasures book with my sister, Patty. And I think he's a little fly washed. So you're all laughing at yourself. This is a good thing to laugh at yourself. Because we just have to laugh. Because what are we going to do? Beat ourselves up? No. Liz has lost 18 pounds because she's gone keto, low carb. She's done it. And she said she wished she'd started sooner when we were talking about this. And I said, don't beat yourself up, sister. Don't do it. Now, Liz isn't my sister. She's more like a daughter. But don't beat yourself up. We know now. We know now. I just got through eating some wonderful farm fresh eggs. Great eggs. Thank you. My hair is wet. That's why it's totally wet right now. It's a little dry right here. But I just got through having some wonderful eggs. No carbs. I actually put some vitamin C on my eggs, which is ascorbic acid, kind of lemony flavor. And Liz uses vitamin C. She has a tub of vitamin C, and she puts vitamin C in her tea, and everybody loves it. Even the kids love it because it tastes like it's got lemon in it. I'm trying to put my light back up here. And that vitamin C in my eggs gives me a jump shot to my day with my vitamin C. And it tastes like hollandaise sauce. Hollandaise sauce. So I've fried an egg and I use the vitamin C in it. And it's just wonderful. And I'm filling myself with protein. I'm getting rid of the inflammation. Look at these rings. Look. This is just a week of doing our hot melt sprint, which ends on Sunday. But hey, I have not tried chaffles. I don't know what chaffles are, but Leanne says the next time we come to her house, she's going to make burgers and we're going to have chaffles. Don't know what that is. Yeah, there are salons opening everywhere, but ours won't open until phase 2. And my hairstylist partner, well, I don't know if they're partners or what, but Melanie came home from the hospital on Thursday night. So I didn't know it until last night. So she came home from the hospital. So thank you for your prayers for Melanie, who owns the salon where we are. Anyway, so here's to staying low carb, getting things done. Tomorrow is Mother's Day. And guess what? You can mother yourself. I've got an essay I need to send out. You know, many of us don't have mothers, and Mother's Day is a sad day, but we don't need to be sad because some mother somewhere gave birth to us. We may not know them, but we do. We are here and we have lots to be thankful. We have lots to be thankful. I don't know what a chaffle is. If somebody knows, please tell me. I think it's making a keto type waffle out of cheese I don't know. Made with eggs and cheese. I don't know. But sounds good to me. Sounds good to me. I got rid of my waffle iron a long time ago. I may have to order me one too. A crispy bread alternative. Well, I did put some makeup on today. Yeah, I did. I'm looking at your comments. Thank you for all the stars. That's sweet. Cheese and egg waffle. That sounds fun. So going low carb, it really just gets rid of the inflammation. Because I've used the pandemic to learn how to make bread, and I learned and I did a good job with it, and now I'm not going to make bread anymore. But I can if we have a bread shortage. I can do this. Now, today I want to talk about remodeling. Tomorrow there's going to be an essay about remodeling your bathroom. And really, a remodel, the easiest remodel of all, and I think I'll focus on that this next week. The easiest remodel of all is getting rid of our clutter. Now, once upon a time, we got a testimonial from a large family. I think there were 5 kids and 2 adults living in an 800 square foot house that was filled with clutter. And this young mother, she started getting rid of the clutter because she wanted to buy a new house. And she really wanted a new house. And what she did was, to put the house up on the market, she had to declutter it. So if you'll pretend to stage your house to sell it, you'll be surprised. If you put on your cap, your realtor's cap, and Tammy is a real estate agent. Leanne's Mark is a real estate agent. If you'll put on your real estate cap and look at your house through different eyes, then you're going to be so surprised. Okay, somebody, Leanne, scroll back into the comments and comment on Jennifer. Somebody's talking about keto being a fad diet. It's not a fad diet. I've been doing keto for 15 years. That's when I was first introduced to it in 2005. And my doctor put me on 30 grams of carbs. And when I read the book, Why We Get Fat, I got to get that book. I've given it away. Why We Get Fat by Gary Taubes. When I read that book it was in 2011, I believe. When I read that book, Leanne gave it to me. When I read that book, I realized that when we eat carbs, when we fuel our bodies with carbs, that makes our blood sugar go up. And when our blood sugar goes up, it starts storing everything you put in your mouth. It gets put on your butt and on your hips and on your thighs. And that insulin that comes out is a hormone. And when that insulin comes out, it creates this, you've got to store this. And when we store it, you just messed up for the rest of the day, because for at least 2 hours, because everything you eat is going to get stored. But if you fuel yourself with good protein and fats, then your body starts relying on a different fuel source. And potassium does not go down when you do it the right way. Okay, Leanne had Leanne had a webinar the other night. Go to savingdinner.com. There'll be a link, or go to the Saving Dinner page. There'll be a link to her webinar. In fact, it's savingdinner.com/webinar. savingdinner.com/webinar. And you will see that now we don't cut out all the carbs. Leanne and I eat green leafy vegetables. They are our savior. It's just, we crave them. That's how much we love them. And I can tell the difference in my face in 1 week of doing this. And all the inflammation goes away. Your joints quit hurting because you're not inflamed. So when somebody says that keto is a fad diet, they need to get away from here or start listening to us and quit listening to the fake people out there, because this stuff works. This stuff works. Leanne and I both lost 53 pounds doing the stuff we talked about in our book, Body Clutter. Yeah, we did. 53 pounds each. I did it eating out every day. She did it cooking. Now we've got a balance of both, since we're not able to go out and eat anymore. But we do we try to keep our restaurants in business. 2 of my favorite restaurants are not in business right now. They totally shut down. I don't know if they'll come back or not, but my Chinese restaurant that I love, and my fish restaurant, they're both shut down. So, and Leanne and I do intermittent fasting. It's amazing. I ate this morning. I usually don't eat till dinner time, but I ate this morning because I was craving protein. So I'm listening to my body all the time. But if I'm not hungry, I'm definitely not going to eat. Why am I yelling? Because I have AirPods on and my ears are clogged up. Well, and I do get hot under the collar when somebody says something I'm doing is a fad. Yeah, I get a little angry. But you may need to turn your volume down when that happens, because I really can't tell I'm yelling because I have these little things in my ear. Right here. So I'm going to put it back in there. Marla, she's speaking passionately. Y'all are funny. Oh. Yes, when the inflammation goes away, my face gets skinny. I washed my hair this morning. Even had one of my AirPods in my ear when I did it. I can't believe I was able to listen to Scott Adams at the same time. But folks, we were talking about remodeling. If we can get rid of the clutter in each room, and you put on this hat, I don't even have a hat I can put on. Put on your realtor's cap and walk into the room and try to stage it like Joanna Gaines would do on her little show that she used to have. Look at HGTV, and why do those rooms look so wonderful? Because they don't have clutter sitting on every flat surface. So if you'll go into these rooms and start eliminating the clutter, you're going to be blown away at how much better your home looks every single day. A conversation took a turn. Well, it is what it is. And you know, seeing the before and after pictures of Liz that she posted privately to me today, really just 18 pounds is huge. 18 pounds is huge. But you don't need to even weigh to feel the inflammation go away, because you feel it in your joints. Well, you really don't feel anything in your joints. You don't feel stiff anymore. You don't feel sore. Flat surface syndrome, FSS. I love it. And that's cute. We have hot spots on all our flat surfaces. Every flat surface collects clutter. So yesterday I got roses from my son, and I had to put them in a vase, and the vase I wanted to put them in was a vase my sister Patty had given me once upon a time. But the roses weren't made for that vase. They were made for a vase that opens up and does this. Because if it's a straight if it's a straight vase, but it's got to kind of bail out, and then it kind of just, you put the roses and you kind of cut them underwater to get the freshness going again, the fluids going back up in there, and you set them in the vase, and they just go whoosh. It's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. There's the grand dog. I tell you what, at 6 o'clock this morning, the dogs wanted to play. They jumped up on the bed with a football. Tulip's little orange football, and they want it, and it squeaks. Yes, it squeaks. So getting rid of the carbs out of your life is going to change. You're going to declutter this. You're going to get rid of the body clutter. And then let's remodel this body, because we're moving every day. It's called Moving in May. I got something in my eye. But we can do each room. So what's the kitchen? What gets cluttered up in the kitchen? I'll tell you. I'm going to give you a challenge. Clean off your refrigerator from your refrigerator magnets. Take them all down, put them in a bowl, and only put back the ones you love. Yep. Then what else clutters up your kitchen? Appliances. Why are your appliances, your one pot and you shouldn't have a one pot and a slow cooker, because the one pot can do both of those, but I do. And they're both out right now because I use them often. The main thing is find a place to put them, whether it's in your hall closet where you can get to them easily, or underneath your kitchen sink. That's where I keep mine. So let's clear out some of these cluttered areas and start things looking a little different. Just a little different. So we can remodel with doing simple little things that don't cost any money. They don't cost a single dime. They don't cost anything to get rid of the clutter. And eating low carb really doesn't cost a whole lot. It doesn't cost a whole lot to eat low carb. It doesn't. So folks, we can remodel each room by getting rid of our clutter. What clutter do you have in your bedroom? Is your nightstand covered up with books and all kinds of things that you never look at? Let's put them in the drawer, put them in the bookcase. If you want to read them, let's put them in a place. Find a chair where you like to read and sit and purposefully read. We only have one coffee maker. So what other things clutter up your kitchen counters? You've got so many things underneath your counters that you have to leave your canisters out on the counter. I keep my canisters under the counter. I have a drawer that pulls out, and it's got all of my canisters in it. How low is low carb? I'm doing about 25 grams of carbs, and I mainly get those in green leafy vegetables. That's the extent of my carbs. We had dinner at Leanne's the other night, and we had mushrooms and a little steak and a spinach salad. Spinach salad. Oh, it was to die for. With bacon galore. I'm telling you, she cooked twice as much bacon as she usually puts in her salads. But it was wonderful. Now, your husband's clutter is not clutter. It's his. So don't even think about going in and getting rid of his clutter, because you can't do that. That's not right. It's not right at all. Don't do it. Just say no. But every room has lots of clutter. Liz is doing 20 grams of carbs. And it's easy to count carbs. It really is. You'd be surprised at how many carbs are in a tortilla. 26. That's more than you get in one day. I don't have any sugar during the day. And a teaspoon of sugar is 16 grams of carbs, isn't it, Leanne? I don't have my carb book in here. teaspoon of sugar, maybe 16 grams of carbs. I really think that's correct. I've been counting carbs a long time, but I could be wrong. Somebody Google it. Somebody fact check me. And now let's call it what it really is. Fact check me. How many carbs are in a teaspoon of sugar? Teaspoon of sugar. And you ask, why do I have a teaspoon in here? Because it's my favorite. It's one of my favorite spoons. It's a teaspoon. Robert found this at the ocean when he was a kid. 4 carbs in a teaspoon of sugar. Okay, so if you have 4 teaspoons of sugar in your coffee, that's 16 grams. Honey has carbs too. Fruit has carbs. Anything that tastes sweet is going to tell your body that it's carbs. Got it? Anything that tastes sweet, 4.1 grams is a teaspoon of sugar. Well, I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to bring my iPad in here. Yeah. But they do make somebody. I saw a cartoon one time where they took all the magnets off the refrigerator, and it looked like it was a brand new kitchen. Yeah, a brand new kitchen. Okay, somebody's complaining that I'm sitting here talking about diet. This is my show. If you don't like what I'm talking about, you need to leave, because we talk about our health, we talk about our food, we talk about our homes, we talk about anything that makes up your life. And if you don't like it, you can go away. Yep, you can turn us off and go someplace else. Because I'm not going to put up with it. I'm really not. Because this is my show. Fly Lady is my little persona. And if you don't like it, you don't have to watch, because there is a button that says off. And we talk about just about everything that makes up your home. That's it. And if I want to talk about politics, I'll talk about politics, because I'm conservative and I like my president. I like my flag. Yep. What did you miss, Mark? You didn't miss anything. Somebody didn't like that we were talking about low carb stuff. And I don't care. I'm going to keep doing what I do all the time. I am true to me and nobody else. If you want to come along for the ride, that's fine. But Leanne and I have let me get it here, if I don't fall out of my chair. We have a book we wrote. And we are New York Times best-selling authors. Yep. It was number 7 on the New York Times list for 6 or 7 weeks. And this book is published by Simon & Schuster, and it still holds true. The only thing different in this book that we probably didn't talk about, that will probably be in our next book, is about intermittent fasting. We didn't know about intermittent fasting. In fact, we told you to eat 6 meals a day. That's the only thing different in the way we're doing things now, is we've changed that up a little bit, because we've learned. We have learned that intermittent fasting, listening to your hunger signs, is important. So, if you haven't read this book, this is a good place to start when it comes to eating low carb, because this whole book is based on that. Based on that. And it really helps you deal with the clutter that's in your head, because it's the clutter that's in your head that puts the clutter on your backside. Oh. Anyway, here we go. Let's drink. To staying low carb today and staying low carb tomorrow, and taking care of yourself. Because if you don't, who will? Yeah, Leanne, she says she's not conservative, but I knew her when she was. But we have a lot of fun. She and I can talk anything. We can talk about absolutely anything. And we do. But the guys can't be in the room with us because they can't, no, they cannot be involved in our conversations because I take offense to both of them. Not just Robert, because Robert is libertarian and Mark is progressive and Leanne is something. We're all four different. But only Leanne and I can talk politics or talk about the issues because we love each other. We do love it. And I love Robert and I love Mark. But we have chosen to not talk about politics. So, we don't eat any fruit, Joanne. No fruit. Although I am craving, I'll tell you, I'm wanting some strawberries. I want strawberry shortcake. And I'm trying to, keep it nipped in the bud. And we like Dr. Boswell too. She had an amazing book. I loved her book. In fact, I read her book when right before Ben got diagnosed with cancer. Yeah, we have a lot of fun. And that's all that matters, is when you're with your best friend, you don't worry. I mean, we throw conspiracy theories at each other like you wouldn't believe. And we listen. And we make up our own. You should see us. We have too much fun together because we don't take each other seriously, but we love each other. And I have a funny story to tell you. Many years ago, it was like 1994, I was commissioned by our local 4-H people in the home economics section of our health department. They wanted me to build them a food pyramid. And I looked up the food pyramid. And at the top of the food pyramid was fats. And at the bottom of the food pyramid was all carbs. And that was supposed to be the basis of your diet, was all these carbs. And I had to give them back the money. I was going to make a costume that somebody put on that was a food pyramid costume. Because I'd made a trout costume. An 8-foot trout. We called him Travis Trout. And he taught kids about conservation and keeping your environment clean. And it was just it was a beautiful trout, but he took up a lot of space. He took up the whole back seat of my car. So, and his tail came off and you had to pin his tail on. It had Velcro and he's painted with spray paint. He was just absolutely beautiful. I don't have a picture of him. I wore him in a parade one time and we swam down the street. My head was in the dorsal fin, but they wanted me to make this food pyramid, and I couldn't bring myself to do it. And that was before I knew. That was before I knew what it was all about. And now I know that if you feed yourself with fuels, with good protein and fats, you're going to change your whole brain screening. Your brain is going to be fueled instead of with sugars. It's going to be fueled with fats. It's going to create new pathways, and you're going to be brighter than you've ever been. Talk about a light bulb moment. Yep, Leanne has a birthday coming up next week. Yep. So, folks, we can plan for just a few carbs. So there could be strawberries in my future, but not today. Not today. Well, everybody, y'all have a good rest of the day. Let's declutter some room in your house. One flat surface, just a little bit. I stopped putting sugar in tea and coffee a long, long time ago. Robert said when he met me, I used to make pudding for coffee because I would put 2 teaspoons of sugar and cream, and it turned my coffee this blonde color. And I finally weaned myself off sugar in my coffee. You want to know how I did it? It was the act of putting 2 spoons in my coffee. So I started using smaller spoons. Hey, Mikey and Gemma, I love you. Aunt Marla says she loves you. So I would get smaller spoons. So I got a mustard spoon. And then I got a salt spoon. And it was the act of the 2 scoops going in. And it changed my life. Now I just drink black coffee. So everybody come back at 3 o'clock. We'll be here for tea time. If it's pretty outside, I will go out. If it's cold, I will not. Because I don't want to sit there shaking. Because I'm cold right now. I'm going to go light a fire. That's how cold I am. So let's declutter. Some room in our house, just a little bit. It's gonna really change the way you look at this room. You can do it. You really can. Tammy just sent me a picture of a griddle. Somebody was cooking on a griddle. I think it was Daniel. So, folks, let's get some stuff done today. We got a few minutes before you can get outside. I whistled, and I never whistle. Anyway, I love you all. I'll see you at 3 o'clock. Yeah, I want to be outside, too, because I've got irises and peonies blooming. I love my peonies. See you later.